The Curse of El Susurro. In the shadow of the Sierra Madre Occidental, nestled in a lush valley enveloped by mist and thick foliage, lies the secluded village of El Susurro. Translating to the whisper, the name of the village hints at the eerie quietude that pervades this remote place, broken only by the whisper of wind through the leaves and the occasional cry of a distant mountain bird. The villagers, a tight-knit community of barely a few hundred souls, share a haunting secret. A ghostly legend so terrifying it has ensnared them in a web of fear and silence for generations. The legend of La Maldición del Susurro, or the Curse of the Whisper, dates back to the time of the Spanish conquest. It tells of a dark, supernatural force brought alongside the conquistadors, who were led by the cruel and ruthless Capitan Ramiro de Aguilar. His worst atrocity was the capture and execution of Yaotl, a revered local shaman woman. Before her death, Yaotl uttered a chilling curse.
With every whisper of the wind, remember, I shall return to reclaim the blood spilled this day.
From that day forward, when the whispering winds swept through the valley, strange and horrifying events plagued El Susurro. Livestock were found mutilated, crops withered overnight, and villagers would vanish, only to be found days later, lifeless with expressions of utter terror, frozen on their faces. The curse was more than mere misfortune. It manifested as a spectral apparition. The ghost of Yaotl was said to be seen on the darkest, stormiest nights, her form gliding silently over the fields and through the village streets. Her presence was always preceded by a chilling breeze that carried her whispers. Those who heard her voice found themselves caught in a paralyzing trance of fear, unable to move until she passed. This spectral lore took a darker turn with the arrival of Luisa Martínez, a young anthropologist drawn by tales of the village's eerie past. Skeptical of superstitions, Luisa sought a rational explanation for the phenomena attributed to the curse. Her inquiries, however, seemed to stir the ancient forces lurking within the valley. One particularly stormy night, as the whispering winds began their mournful howl, the villagers hastily retreated to their homes. Defiant and curious, Luisa stayed outside, her recorder in hand to capture the sounds of the wind. That night, the storm escalated into a frenzy, the sky alive with the roars of thunder and the forest thrashing as if in agony. In the morning, Luisa was gone. Her equipment was found at the edge of the forest, the recorder still running. The final recording featured a sequence of unsettling sounds, the violent wind, a series of whispers in a language long forgotten, and finally, a terrifying scream that abruptly silenced the tape. And reminded of the dark power of their ghostly tormentor, the villagers of El Susurro returned to their ancient practices with renewed fervor. Doors and windows were marked with protective sigils, paths into the village were lined with salt and sacred herbs, and whispers were met with prayers rather than curiosity. To this day, the villagers live secluded, bound by the haunting memory of the ghostly apparition and her whispers in the wind. They seldom speak of the curse to outsiders, who are rare and never stay long. The ghost of Yaotl, it seems, ensures that some ancient evils remain hidden, preserved in the fearful whispers of those who dwell in the shadow of the curse. Thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and smash the bell icon for more. Otherwise, you will incur Yaotl's wrath.